Welcome to NocBro Nation.
Welcome back, guys. Jarrell here.
And I'm Josh, and today we're here to review episode 5 of The Walking Dead.
The Return of
Negan? That's, woo! Awesome episode. Probably the best.
It was great, you guys. There were so many callbacks to, there was a callback to the Here's Negan backstory that was released by Robert Kirkman. There was a callback to
Rick.
Callback to Rick. There was a kind of a
Carl,
but there was also kind of like a situation regarding Negan that we'll get into that was kind of a callback to Carol and Lizzie almost. But it was really cool how they changed up the story a little bit. But so we'll kind of go on the smallest storyline first, which was about Kelly.
I wouldn't really say small storyline, but
it was a filler storyline.
Yeah,
it gave us a little more info, and stay tuned for another video. We have a video on Magna and Yumiko, so it gave us a little more information regarding their backstory. But
we also have another video coming up of a possible Easter egg for Beta.
Yeah,
so
Easter egg for Beta.
For that.
Yeah, for that too. So, it's just another thing of Kelly, like kind of like how I mentioned, like I think she's trying to, she's tracking something that we found out in the woods, which was a boar. And, she's dealing with her hearing loss and trying to push through it a little bit. You could see her struggling, and then you could see her get excited when she was finally able to kill the boar. But, she got into some trouble because she couldn't hear.
She's struggling.
Yeah.
And it's sad to see that, especially when you know the real-life actor is going through something like that.
Yes.
I believe.
She is. She's
maybe it's not as similar, but she is losing her hearing.
Yeah, the real-life actress, she's not completely deaf as Connie is, the actress who plays Connie, but I think she does have a significant amount of hearing loss in real life, too. Yeah. So, I thought it was great, but the one thing I didn't like, though, was the whole Magna stealing supplies. She still doesn't trust them.
I can't stand that.
But I love Daryl getting in her face like, what's up? We let you in and you do this? All you do is talk shit.
Yeah.
I love that part of Daryl, like basically saying, look, man, we brought you in here. Yes, Michonne was at first didn't want to just because she, and even Aaron stood up for her, kind of saying that, Michonne was Magna possibly, went to jail or something because of her tattoo. And Aaron kind of stood up and said, well, it doesn't matter what people did before. I mean, whatever. But the fact that she doesn't trust them, she's pissed off at Yumiko because Yumiko seems to be the leader of Hilltop almost.
Almost.
I mean, she seems to be taking control.
Yeah.
Which is great.
Either that or Alden. I mean,
I think her and Alden may have a similar kind of authority within the Hilltop. But it seemed like Alden is looking to her a little bit more too.
Yeah, it definitely seems to be a shared effort when it comes to the leadership of Hilltop. But yeah, I mean, I hated that.
I just didn't like it.
I didn't like it either. It's like, you don't trust them? Like, they're giving you a place to stay. Like, what has anyone at the Hilltop Alexandria or before the Kingdom, what have they given you as far as signs that they shouldn't be trusted?
Exactly.
That's my whole argument.
Right.
Like,
and then
come on.
And then she's pulling Kelly into it, so Kelly is also helping her do this. And I would assume Luke probably doesn't know about it either. We don't know. We didn't get his. We haven't.
Connie definitely doesn't know.
Connie doesn't know about it. Yumiko, of course, didn't know. But
matter of fact, she's apologizing to Daryl for what they found. But in the end, Kelly makes it back to the Hilltop. She's wounded, or she's injured, or probably traumatized
because she fell when she was running away.
But lack of supplies, lack of nutrients, probably will do that to you.
Yeah, but I mean, I loved in the end though with Connie. I love the conversation between Daryl and Connie. How he mentioned Merle and everything. Mute that, please. But Connie, Daryl mentioning Merle in the story was actually pretty cool. And in the end, I loved how when Connie was saying, Daryl said, I understand what you did. It's family. And then she says, pointed with him like you, me, and us, we're all family, which was...
That was cool.
They're setting it up, guys.
You
for
can definitely see Connie and
and
Daryl getting closer.
You definitely can.
Daryl, at least we haven't seen, doesn't typically share stories too much about Merle to other people. I mean, Carol would probably be the other person that he would do that to.
He doesn't open up very much, and when you see it, it's very subtle moments. You could tell Daryl, his character is not the type to show that kind of emotion. So when she kind of went, you, me, and we're all family, you could see it in his eyes. He was like, he wanted to say something, and then he's like, I want to get out of here as well because I don't want to show it.
I mean, take a look at the example. When he first shows up to the hilltop with Sadiq, the first person he engages in conversation is her and says, talk later. Right away, the first person. So, I mean, that just sets the precedence that, like, his priority is first letting her know that, look, I'll be right with you. I have to take care of business first.
Yeah, I love it. Yeah. Absolutely love it. So, we do, unfortunately, get the reveal that Ezekiel has thyroid cancer. And
apparently it runs in the family. His mother had it. His father had it, I believe. And that is a recipe for disaster, especially if both your parents had it. I mean, it's...
And not just that, it actually ties into why he wanted to possibly kill himself. Because his parents, he said, were able to fight it. Why? This was before the apocalypse. They had They had radiation. They had cancer treatments. Now, he's in the apocalypse. He has nothing. So he's like, well...
We all know...
I don't want to go through this pain.
He essentially said to Sadiq, we all know what this means now in the world that we live in, that we currently live in.
Yeah.
There's no technology. We lost the technology to fight this thing. It's
gone.
Essentially.
Right.
And it sucks. It really does. So we got to wonder now, what is his timeline as far as survival? But, you know, is it something that Sadiq and Dante can remedy, or at least, you know, battle,
help to take away some of the pain? You know, I think they have probably
buy time.
Yeah, I think they probably have some ideas to help buy time, to help take away the pain, even though it's not going to cure him, but it will allow him to prolong his life possibly a little bit longer than he may think.
What did you think of the radio conversation, or lack thereof, when he got Carol? He purposely told Sadiq, I want to talk to Carol. He gets on, he shuts it off. What do you think?
I just don't think he's ready to tell her. I think he's afraid.
I think he's afraid too.
I think he's afraid of, A, what will she say? Will she even show, or actually not show? Will he be able to hear any type of emotion from her through a radio?
Well, maybe he wants to do it face to face. Maybe he's actually scared that she won't have any emotion at all.
Yeah.
Maybe that's the biggest fear, is that I love this person. She did love me at one point, but it's not there anymore. And if it's not there, then maybe she doesn't react at all, and I should just go off and die on my own.
I think he's terrified.
Yeah, I mean,
because even when Daryl asked him, like, you going to ask about Carol? He's like, no, I'm good.
Yeah, and or maybe he thinks, look, I'm going to fight this. Yeah. And I'm going to have an opportunity to talk to her in person.
Yeah, I think that probably makes it sound better, where he didn't want to tell her because he's probably in the back of his mind thinking what Sadiq said to him. And even Sadiq kind of opened up and said, I'm going through my own thing, you know, what happened at the barn is PTSD. So maybe Sadiq is like, I'm not going to tell Carol unless it's probably almost like my last rites. Like, I'm about to die. I don't want to make it seem like, oh, I'm dying now, and throw her off her path or whatever. I'm going to fight it.
And maybe he doesn't want to do it like this. Maybe over the radio just wasn't the right medium for him. He needs to say something in person, face to face.
Yeah. So I thought that was great.
Well, it wasn't great.
Well, I mean, it wasn't. That part was great, I think, meaning he doesn't want to make it sound like he's dying.
That freaking thing was huge.
It was nasty. It was I knew something was up when he slapped away Sadiq's hand. I was like, okay, when he started peeling it away, at first I was like, what is it? And then you saw the gore, and I was like, oh, God, that's not good at all. I felt so sad at that moment.
It was tough to watch.
So, all right, guys, getting to some of the good stuff. Let's do the Whisperers first with Alpha and Beta. So we get kind of...
Well, and Gamma, right?
And Gamma. So we get an awesome thing. So Gamma is damming the river, and she's also contaminating it by cutting Whisperers and letting that blood seep out. And it's probably going downstream into Alexandria, maybe the Hilltop, wherever they get their water from. So that's not good. But she's also damming it with Guardians. Now, she cuts herself.
I like you used Guardians. You used their term.
I love it. I love their term. But she cuts her hand, and, you know, Aaron's out there as well. And did you just find it really odd that Aaron was just very calm, knowing that she is a Whisperer?
Yeah, I did find that odd, but I also think that he is kind of playing the same game that we find out that Alpha's playing at the end, or Alpha wants Gamma to play. So, on Alpha's side, so Gamma comes forward to Alpha and says, look, he gave this to me. He
saw me.
He saw me. And she instead of punishing Gamma, she says, in a way, in layman's terms, she says, let's use this. And she wants Gamma to obviously go undercover.
I think she's going to infiltrate
and
have
infiltrate.
infiltrated.
Yeah. But I think it's reverse for Aaron too.
Mm-hmm.
Here's the difference.
Yeah.
The difference is we've already seen glimpses of Gamma second guessing her decisions.
That whole thing where she's stabbing that the Guardian. She's very upset by killing her sister.
Yeah.
And I think that she also has, the second thoughts of possible others that might have mutiny in there who have seen this community.
Let's take another example. Yeah. When Alpha's cutting that Whisper and essentially gives the order and makes Beta kill him, the knife falls on the ground and immediately Gamma's looking at it like, here's my opportunity to take this bitch out. Mm-hmm. So she's already second guessing that. So I think that actually in the scenario of her infiltrating Alexandria and Aaron infiltrating her, Aaron's got the upper hand because she's vulnerable.
Yeah.
Aaron's not vulnerable.
Right.
Aaron's not going to fall for that shit.
Correct, but he still doesn't know what she looks like. But the community should be tight. The community should know each other to know that, okay, this person seems out of place. Now they didn't do that with Alpha, of course, so I just said isn't that...
But I don't think this is a scenario where Alpha's telling Gamma, take off your mask and sneak into their community. No. I think Alpha's essentially telling Gamma, keep doing what you're doing.
And just pretend.
And still...
Be nice.
Be cordial with him.
Be cordial with it,
and start seeming like we're going to...
Getting more of a dialogue and bring that back to Gamma.
Between the Whispers
Alpha,
and the Survivors.
And see what Gamma can bring back to Alpha for information.
Yeah.
That makes better sense. At first, I didn't really think that she was going to use Gamma to infiltrate because I was like, well, she'll get noticed. Like, even though they don't know what she looks like, it's a new person.
No, I think this is full on accepting, hey, I'm talking to a Whisperer that's willing to talk to me.
Exactly.
And that's the infiltration that Alpha's wanting. But unfortunately, she's kind of picking the wrong person to do this because Gamma's starting to second question her.
Exactly. It is interesting how they did kill that Walker for giving an opinion. The Whisperer who gave an opinion. All he wants to do is to unleash the Horde, kill them all. That wasn't a strategy for Alpha. Bye-bye.
What's crazy though is that's the correct strategy. Like, that's what you should probably be doing.
But you cannot question the Alpha.
No, absolutely. But also, does Alpha not want to do that simply because of Lydia? Is Michonne right in that aspect of...
It's possible.
They're not willing to send all of the Whispers simply because Alpha knows her daughter's there.
Yeah, I think that's true a little bit. That she doesn't want to attack knowing that Lydia's there, even though that she says Lydia's dead to her, but we know Alpha's true weakness is Lydia.
Yeah, how many times has she cried over her? So we know there's still feelings there. There's that motherly, feeling and love for her daughter. So, but the biggest part of the episode, that is Brandon and Negan.
What a twist from the comics, ladies and gentlemen. Now, a lot of this, was part of the comics, except for we still don't know who broke Negan out.
It was remixed up a little bit.
But the remix was Brandon.
Yeah.
I mean, Brandon's character in this was a son of parents who were part of the Saviors, and that's why Brandon idolized Negan. He talked about his father, always talked about Negan.
His father idolized Negan.
The sanctuary.
So here's his father feeding all these stories to Brandon as he grew up, and Brandon has always idolized Negan.
Yeah.
And so there were multiple times. Brandon's psychotic, first of all.
Negan picked up on that because at first he was like, when they saved the mother and the son, he was like, I want you to leave. I don't want to see your creepy face again. And Brandon was pissed because Brandon, he brought Negan's jacket. He made a new Lucille for him.
He tried to whisper.
He was baiting Negan so bad.
Like he tried whispering, like the Saviors did.
Yeah.
And he's like, "Oh, did I get it right? Did I get it right?" And
creepy, dude.
He was stage 5 clinger, creepy.
Now I thought like, if they were going to stick to the comics where Negan killed Brandon, that probably Negan would kill him because he sees that Brandon is a threat, and he actually is a threat.
I thought while I'm watching that Negan is going to kill Brandon for fear that Brandon could become Negan,
right,
and become this ruthless person that will kill just to kill,
right. Yeah. Which he did. I mean, so where I mentioned about the Here's Negan callback, in Here's Negan, the backstory, Negan got close.
The comic backstory.
The comic backstory of Negan. He got close to a young boy out in the apocalypse when he was wandering around, and it was kind of similar to what Negan was doing with the boy in the show. You know, talking to him about nut tapping or whatever. Yeah. So when Brandon killed them both, I knew at that moment I was like, this is where Brandon dies. Negan sees that this dude is crazy. He thinks that he's Negan. He's a threat. If he goes back to Alexandria, Negan is thinking the right way. So he kills him for that.
Oh, yeah. I mean...
Amazing.
First of all, I didn't expect Brandon to actually kill the boy.
Oh, no.
Like, that came out of nowhere.
That was insane. But he wanted to, like... When he wanted to kill those people, like,
he wanted to take their shit and kill them.
Yeah.
And that's when Negan was like, dude, you need to get your creepy ass out of here.
And we kind of heard Negan's not really call sign, but his philosophy with the Saviors. People are a resource. And to Brandon, he's like, no, I like the cool parts that you did, man. Just killing motherfuckers. Like,
yeah,
dude, I thought that was amazing. I loved the twist for Brandon. For any non-comic book readers, just the twist on that was really, really great. Awesome. I think it worked really well.
It was awesome. And it was nice seeing... I didn't like that there was a fake Lucille. It would have been awesome if he would have brought out the real one, but that just leaves more surprise of where is the real one.
Well, and that's the thing. I keep hearing that maybe it was buried out where Negan and Rick fought, where his throat was slit, or Michonne has it somewhere.
I think Michonne has it somewhere.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, so. I think Rick kept it for some reason, and Michonne has it somewhere. But we get to see another Lucille. The leather jacket.
He puts the outfit on. Now, that's what I didn't expect. And he's walking around, killing walkers, like, doing his...
he's infiltrating their camp at that point.
He's going to the camp. Yeah,
he's at the camp, you can make an argument. Yeah, he's on the outskirts of the camp, and he is purposely there to get attention.
Yeah, so we're going to be seeing it next episode. We're going to be seeing it in episode 7. I cannot... If you've already seen the teaser for this, it's going to be amazing. It's going to be amazing. There's also a sneak peek, which is hilarious. Cannot wait.
The sneak peek, I think, is what
it was a sneak peek.
The sneak peek is hilarious. You need to watch it. And I just loved Negan's scene of him coming up to the camp, and he was his old self again.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, which is kind of scary, but I think he's doing it for a reason. I know he's doing it for a reason.
I see what you're saying.
You know what I mean?
But I think that he will never become the old Negan. Like, he's not going to revert back to that. No. But
it's his personality to act that way.
Exactly.
Yeah. But he's doing it. I think he knows exactly what he's doing. We've covered this in other videos, which follows the comics. So we're going to have to wait and see which one turns out to be true.
I'm just excited about how they're going to mix it up, because I think they're definitely going to mix it up. Like, something tells me someone else is going to be there.
Lydia. Well,
Carol.
I don't know. We'll get into it
in the predictions, but something tells me it's not just going to be Negan.
Yeah, but guys, this episode was great. Love the twists. What I meant for the other callback with Carol and Lizzie. So, him killing Brandon gave me also a Carol Lizzie vibe, because Lizzie was crazy. I mean, it was different.
I see it.
It was different than Brandon, because Lizzie was crazy, but wanted to become friends with walkers. So Carol killed her knowing, and she also killed her sister.
But this was different. Lizzie did kill her sister.
She killed. You know what I mean? I mean, she killed her sister, but Carol knew that she was a threat, and she did what she had to do. And the same thing Negan had to do. He had to kill Brandon because he's insane with how he was the old way, and he had to get rid of him. Yeah, so it just gave me that vibe.
To go back to my feeling about someone else being there, and you mentioning Lydia, like, we're forgetting about that element. Negan's now at the camp. He's going to meet Alpha. He also was very, very close to Lydia right before he left. Mm-hmm. I guarantee
he understands what she's going through.
I guarantee you he brings up Lydia when talking to Alpha. And can you imagine that conversation?
Probably going
He
kind of...
knows that's the mother.
So going by the comics, you know, they have a kind of a close meeting with each other, and we won't spoil it for anybody who hasn't seen the previous videos, but Negan and Alpha have kind of like almost like a closed door meeting, so to speak. And that's where Negan starts talking about personal things with her. She starts opening up to him about Lydia, about other things. So I can see that happening. Definitely.
It's going to happen.
It's going to happen, yeah.
All right,
It's
guys. Let us know what you thought of the episode. Amazing episode, guys. Cannot wait for Sunday.
Oh,
Are
yeah.
we forgetting something?
No, we already mentioned before, but stay tuned. We do have another video in regards to a big Easter egg that was in this episode. It's in regards to the music that was playing when Magna was sitting there just being a little bee. A huge Easter egg on that. Stay tuned for
that and our Magna and Yumiko
backstory.
Yeah, video.
Stay tuned, guys. So make sure you smash the like button. It shows your support and it helps us out. Make sure you comment below your thoughts and anything that we missed, your theories. We'll check those out. Feel free to subscribe and stay tuned for more here. I'm Jarrell.
I'm Josh.
We're NocBro Nation.
We're out.